Mhm. And now we also would like to talk about maybe social organizations, maybe some organizations connected with radio also in your country. Maybe you can tell something about it also, about different social organizations.
About different, sorry?
Social
Yeah,
organizations.
okay. What would you like to know in the UK, which is perhaps different from your country?
What we would like to know?
What would you? Yeah. What do you think is the difference between my country and your country in under the social with social living?
How we would like to know how these communities are organized, how they work, and how citizens, if citizens are interested in participating in these organizations. Maybe you sometimes participated in such organization or
Yeah.
such
Well,
activity.
I participate here. I am what we call a community councillor here. And this is a voluntary organ. They're all voluntary organizations here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is a voluntary organization who sit in the townhouse. And what we do is we are sort of representative community. So when there are problems, or if we see any problems ourselves, we can come, we discuss this, and then we take this up to the higher level, to the council level. And we expect the council to act on our suggestions. You know what I mean? So obviously, yep, there are the community does participate to a certain extent. Although, in saying that, what I've found lately is a lot of them are very interested. If it's outside their front door, they'll complain to me about it. But if it's anywhere further than this, they're not interested. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm here, as I said, as a community councillor, and I'm here. I represent part of it. Now there are 14 of us here in the community council here in where I live. There's 14 of us, and each one of us, we represent the community as a whole. Now in this town where I live, there are 9,000 people. Well, there's some, I think there's more now. They're building more houses here. So 9,000 people. So we 14. We represent those 9,000 people. So these 9,000 people can come to us and say to us, look, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that. We take note of this, and at the next meeting, we bring this up. There are local authority councillors are there, and we will bring this up and say, look, there has been a complaint about this, what are you going to do about it? You see?
Because in our meaning, social society, it's like to improve your leadership skills. We have more like this organization or volunteers.
Yeah.
Something like this.
I think basically they're basically the same. Whereas, we meet once a month in the townhouse. Do you guys meet every month or every whatever? Do you guys meet regularly and then take complaints to? Can you take complaints from your community and take them on to your local authority leaders? Can you do that?
We can do this, but it's will not have some results after that.
No, but you see, this is where people power talks. The more people you get involved in your community, the more people who get involved in your idea and your community council, etc., the more that the authorities will listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe in Europe it's work normal, but especially in Ukraine it doesn't work.
Because it can work. Yeah, it can work anywhere if it's allowed to. You see, the problem is, as I said, you guys, this is new for you. This freedom of speech and everything else compared to us. You are relative newcomers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think really, as time goes on, you will be able, especially you young people, you are the next generation. Do you understand? And you young people, it's up to you young people to to give your voice. Now, this going out in the streets and shooting up the Kremlin and things like that, you know, that doesn't work. It only works with dialogue. That's the only way you'll get people listening. Now, if enough people are willing to talk, then the more likely your leaders are to listen to you.
Maybe. We must try, but nobody want to do this act.
They're still afraid. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Sorry, Irina, you want to say something?
No, I listen to you. It is other thoughts.
Yeah, you see that, as I said, I think over there is this is all relatively new to you, and I feel really you need a voice. Now, again, using, for example, my radio station to go through your to broadcast that is progress. This is allowing freedom of speech. You know, even although it's coming from the UK, it's still allowing the people to listen to you, what you have to say. It may be in music, it may be in anything else. But as I said, I won't know. I mean, you could, I don't know what exactly you would be talking about during these radio shows. But what I don't want is you to be causing any unrest between the nations. You understand? Listen, I don't want to be responsible for World War III. You know what I mean? Sorry?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I agree with you.
I think really you people in the Ukraine. Well, I mean, you're in Ukraine. You're in Poland. You'll probably find that Poland, you have a lot more freedom in Poland than you did in Ukraine. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see, this is what it's like in Western Europe now. We can come and go as we please. I can freely go back to Germany, France, Italy, anywhere I want. I can win where I like. Whereas from Ukraine, it's very difficult. All this visas and all the things you need is quite difficult. But that, I suppose, in the longer term, as I said, you're the younger generation. You're the next generation up. You guys will be. You guys may be sitting in your parliament in a few years' time, and you guys can make all the difference yourselves just with dialogue, just by talking. It's right. Well, listen, I don't like it like this. I would prefer it this way. And eventually, when other people will say to you, you're right, yeah, I'm in with that. And you'll get more of a following. And as I said, even if it's online, I mean, the internet is a wonderful thing these days, as you know. On the internet, you can get millions of people together.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, I think it is. And you think that participating in such organizations, it gives freedom, gives possibilities to young people, yes?
Yeah, but I think in your case, the freedom, the lack of freedom is an obstacle to you. Whereas we have the freedom already. We don't have to worry about that. In your country, well, I mean, you have the freedom now. You just don't know how to use it yet. Correct?
Absolutely. And also I think that really participating in such organizations can make you better in leadership and in management and such things.
Yeah, well, you see, again, your leadership and your management, you seem to be, your emphasis seems to be on leadership and management and everything else. Now, if you're talking about leadership, what are you talking about leadership? Are you talking about leadership in a political party? Are you talking about leadership in a workplace? Or are you talking about leadership in a football team or something like that? What kind of leadership are you actually talking about?
When I say leadership, I mean gather people and possibility to tell them about your ideas, that they will understand you. Such things.
You see, again, that's not leadership. What you have to think about nowadays is working together, not working as a leader. I mean, obviously, there has to be a spokesperson. There has to be someone there, in charge, a manager, a manager, you may say. That's a manager and a leader, different things. But you need a manager who is going to organize this or help organize this thing. But the whole thing is about working together, not working separately. Right, I'm the leader, I do this. It's about working all together and listening to each other and working that way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I agree. And also, I have a question. How is it popular to participate in such a take part in social activities?
Yeah. Now,
Is young people interested in this, or in the not young people?
what kind of social activities are you talking about? Social activities could be anything from sport to playing bingo, to going to the cinema. These are social activities. Which ones are you thinking about particularly?
Mm, I think I mean such activities which is separated from the government, but they provide their own activity in
Yeah,
group of people.
yeah, and you see, over here it's like, yeah, although we have our government, I mean, you have to have a government, otherwise it would be just chaos, it would be anarchy. You understand? It
Yeah.
would be just anarchy. Everybody would be running around the streets, cutting each other's heads off and things, because I want to be the leader, I want to be the boss, This is what this is how it would end up in anarchy. So what you need to do, I mean, anyone here can join an organization like I am. I am, as I said, I'm on the community council here. I'm also chairperson. I'm the chairman of the Tenants and Residents Association. Now, the Tenants and Residents Association, again, this is a spokespeople for the people who actually live in houses. If they have a problem with their house or the land outside their house, etc., they come to us, and we take it again. Once again, we take it to the local authority and hope that they will repair the situation. So anyone can join these things. There's no restriction. I mean, obviously, you've got to be maybe over 16, of course, but I mean, other than that, anyone can join these organizations here. You don't have to have any political. I have absolutely no political indication one way or the other. I really have not. I'm not interested in the politics of it. All I'm interested in is doing my thing for the community.
Yeah, it is good that we and you have such freedom.
Yeah, well,
Such possibilities even.
I think no, yeah, that freedom will come to you too, and I mean, you guys, you just need to organize yourself. I mean, now you've made a beginning. You're doing this online now. You're doing this on Facebook. There are people. I don't know, where are the Americans and Africans today? Where are they today? Yeah, but it's good. You've already started. You're doing this now online. This has opened up another avenue for you. This has opened up another idea for you, and you're getting other people involved. And this is why I'm involved. I'm now part of your community, as you might say. Now, under these circumstances, you guys who started this up, Alexander, yourself, and Sergey, you people started this off. So then again, you are, in some respects, you are the management. You're not the leader because you do not tell me what to do already. You understand? You are the manager, so you manage this in a way that people can follow it and understand it and things like that. So, and as I said, you've got me. I'm part of your community. Last week we had the American girl and the African people. They were part of your community. And this is what it's about. And you had freedom of speech. You could talk about what you wanted and everything else. So it's quite easy.
And now, after this talk, I associate the word leadership with something negative more. It sounds.
What do you mean do something negative? You don't do it. You always look positive. You always think on the positive side. Never ever think of the negative. Yeah.
Because I try to understand the difference between leadership and management, and it seems to me that management is concentrated on teamwork, and the leadership is something more negative, concentrated on ourselves. No?
Yeah, I don't like to talk about leadership as such. Leadership is okay if you're working in a team. You have a leader of the team. For example, a football club, they have their captain who is the leader of the team, and then you have your manager above him and things like that. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Leadership is being the leader of a team. You want to say something, Alexander?
Yeah, I want to add for me it's the same meaning like for Irena, because now I am understanding that leadership it's like you decide what you want to say to community, what they must to do.
Yeah.
And management is when teamwork.
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, the difference is you don't you don't order them to do what you want them to do. You encourage them to do it. You ask them to do it. You don't tell them to do it. You don't tell anybody to do anything. You encourage them by nurturing them, saying to them, "Listen, this is what I would like to do. How do you feel about it?" You know, and then say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and they'll come in. Whereas if you were to go and say to them, "Listen, I want you to do this," they'd probably rebel and say, "No, I'm not." You know.
Yeah, right.
You see, there's a bit of a rebel in every one of us. I am one of the worst. If someone comes up to me and tells me you must do this, I tell them the only thing I must do is die. That's the only thing you must do, because in this life the choices are all your own.
Yeah, it's good thought. It's really good.
No, but that you must die also is not so good. But
yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Are you finding this useful?
Yeah, for me it's useful, because now I think about this, and yeah.
Well, you see, since you're in Poland now, what I would do, just out of interest, when you have some money together, it costs you nothing to fly from Poland to the UK. Yeah? It's very cheap to fly from Poland to, I don't know from the Polish side, but from here, it's very cheap to fly to Poland and back again. And I think maybe you should spend some time sort of say, well, okay, I'm in Poland now, I'll go across to the UK and see how the UK actually are running things here. You'll probably find that, it's in some places, middle of London and everything, it's all hurry, rush and everything else. But we've got these rural areas like where I stay here. We've got this rural area here, quiet, slow living and everything else. But we can still say what we want. We can still talk to the next person and not be afraid to talk to the next person about this, that, or the other. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So that's the thing. You have to do first of all is get rid of this idea that you're not under the communism. You're not under the jackboot anymore. You have your own choices now. You have your own freedom of speech. You can make your own decisions, and that's the whole thing. And then you can get other people to think the same way by encouraging them to think that way, or not by telling them this is what I'm doing. This you encourage them. Look, you say, would you like to come along with me? Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? And then see how it goes from there. You see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand this, and you understand, Sergey, Rena, and all of our viewers understand this, but we must to say to another community now, to another people in our country, because they think that we have government, and the government tells us everything what we must to do.
Yeah, well, all governments make laws, and you have to abide by these laws. Now, as I said before, if there were no laws, there would be pure chaos. You need to have laws to keep everything disciplined. Otherwise, there would be no need for a police force, because there would be no laws to enforce. You know what I mean? All those sorts of things. So you need to have laws and rules and regulations. They're not telling you what to do. What they're saying, they're suggesting to you, look, this is the law. I suggest you stay by the law. Now, if you do not stay by the law, then okay, you go to jail, or you get a financial fine or something like that. This is how it works. You see, that's what. Then these are meant. Most of these laws are meant to protect most people, to protect us. There are people, obviously, who have no regard for the law. There are these hardened criminals have no regard for the law whatsoever. But these are few and far between. The majority of people, they stick to the law. And the laws are in place for our benefit. They're not there to be for the government to say to us, put the thumb down. The laws are there for our benefit. And again, nobody is saying you have to stick by the law. But if you do not stick by the law, then you have to accept the consequences.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think if we hadn't all those laws and regulations, so we will have even less freedom.
Exactly, yeah. So there you see, you're getting there. You see, this is a whole system, and you have to have these things in place because every government in the world has these things. Every government in the world, they have the laws and rules and regulations to which you have to abide by. But again, we have the freedom. If I wasn't in this country, if I was in another country, I may not be. I would possibly not be able to talk to you like I'm talking to you now. I mean, have you seen any North Koreans on your site? Do you think a North Korean has the freedom that you have, that you can sit here and talk?
No, of course.
See, this is the difference. This is totally the difference. They are restricted. They are under the thumb. They are told what to do and everything, and they accept that because they don't know any better. And it's the same with you up until about 20 years ago. You accepted it because you didn't know any better. Now you've seen how it is in the rest of the world. You've got Europe open to you and everything else. Now you're thinking to yourself, gee, look at that freedom that I've missed. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I felt such strong motivation now.
You have to have, Irina, you have to have confidence. You have to have confidence. You have to be able to say to yourself, right, okay, this is what I want, and you have to go for it. No?
Absolutely. Yes, of course. You're right. So maybe, yes?
Anything else? Sergey, he obviously does not talk very good, or does he talk good English?
No, he is bad. It is difficult for him.
Yeah, because I see he's there, but he doesn't say anything. He does not give any opinions or anything like this.
Later, after this dialogue, we can translate him maybe and talk about this. Yes.
Are you recording this at the moment?
Yeah, now it's broadcast on YouTube. Maybe after this video, someone want to add us and speak more.
So all right. So okay. I didn't know that. I'm just sitting here talking as I usually do, you know. And the only thing I'm good at. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a radio presenter.
Yeah.
Today you are a speaker of our program.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Irina, you said to me earlier this morning about I'm an expert.
Expert.
Me, an expert. An expert in what?
But you are expert in yourself. In yourself, yes.
Yeah, that's the only. As I said, the only thing I'm expert at is talking. You know. Yeah. But I mean, it's good. I'm glad I met you guys here online because it gives me. You've got to think about it from my side as well. It gives me an idea on the culture from Eastern Europe now. You see, you know, I can now sort of say to myself, well, look, okay, that I can understand one or two things where you have a problem, and I think this freedom of speech thing. It's still a little problem to you, although you don't admit it. It's still a problem. You're always thinking in the back of your head, who may be listening to this? Will I get into trouble? You know, don't you? Do you think that way?
Mm-hmm.
You do. Yeah. See, well, you have to, this is what you have to stop doing. You have to stop thinking there's someone at the back of you listening to you all the time. Fair enough. If they are listening, they can listen all they want, but they cannot. There's not a thing they can do about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a free world. We are using free speech here.
A lot of thoughts in my head.
Is it really? No, I don't know. I tried to put it as, you see, I have to understand as well that English is not your first language, and I have to try and put it in a way, in an English that you will understand. So I'm trying to make it simple. So I think while I'm making it simple, it's maybe easier for you to understand. You do think about it, I mean. No?
Yeah, of course.
Now, I don't want you after this, I don't want you to go out in the streets in Poland with your placards and everything else and start
No, of
protesting.
course not.
I mean, no, I don't want you to, I mean, we can say, and but it'll get, listen, I'll get a reputation. I have a bad enough reputation here in Scotland without without a reputation in Poland too.
Yeah, we have some reputation here in Poland, so
Okay,
we
really.
will
Oh,
not go with flags and say some
all
slogans.
right. No, I saw in Poland when I was there this year. I can understand why so many Polish people are here in the UK. It's because there is in Poland there's nothing for the people in Poland. No work. The buildings are all still untouched after the fall of communism. They're only slowly now trying to get things done in their country. It's taken a long time, which of course it'll take a long time, but it's taken a long time, and I saw, from what I saw, and I spoke to a couple of guys there, and they had been in the UK, they had made their money, they had built a house in Poland, but from the money they earned here in the UK, you see, this is how they do it. And again, this is freedom of movement throughout Europe. This is what they're allowed to do now. They can come and go in any country. Like I went to Germany in 1986. I went to Germany in 1986 as a freedom of movement, the European freedom of movement. Maybe eventually one day you guys in the Ukraine, you may get this freedom of movement eventually. It may take many years, but I mean, you young guys, you should be working on this now and trying to make. I'm not trying to say you're going to be the next president of Ukraine, but at the same time, you can still add your voice, starting in a very small way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We only on the start of this wave to understand that freedom of movement, freedom of speech, it's normal things for functional in this life. Function.
It's freedom of speech is for everyone.
Yeah.
It's for everyone, and you have more freedom of speech now than you ever did before. Since the fall of communism, you have now you can speak to anyone about anything without any fear. There's no KGB man going to come knocking on your door now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that happened a few years ago, but not now. The KGB are not going to come with a rifle, bang, bang, bang on the door. They don't do that now. And they don't do that. Only in Eastern Ukraine, perhaps, they're doing that. But in the rest of Ukraine, you have the freedom. You've got the freedom to do what you want, and take advantage of it. Take advantage. This is what you should do. You're young. You've got your whole life in front of you, and you should be using this to the best of your ability.
Really, yes. So we will hope for the best and do our best.
Yeah.
You've got to do your best, of course.
Yes.
And if I can help, of course, then I mean, I'm always here. Well, I'm not always here, but I'm here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, what I'll do, Irina, on the private messenger, I'll put my email address. Okay. And that way, if you have anyone who is prepared to sort of send me a podcast or anything, you can send it to me. We will have a discussion and decide which day, whenever you want it broadcast, so that I can be here to start everything up. You see, I have to start everything here about maybe. I use, for example, tomorrow when I come home tomorrow, maybe about 4 o'clock, I'll start up my radio station, and I will just have music automatically playing for a few hours. And this is only so that I know everything is working. You see. So, and then at say 2100 your time, then I start to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as for now, we can end our broadcast on YouTube.
Right. Okay.
I do some things now.
Well, I tell you what. Can I say? your English, I'm really quite happy with your English is very, very good.
Oh, not so good. I
No,
should work a lot.
I understand you quite fine, so you're no problems there.
Oh, we are happy that we can communicate.
It's good. It's good. I mean, you can talk more. You can talk more English than I can Ukrainian. I do know what na dobranic. That's the only thing I know in Ukrainian. Na dobranic.
We can teach a little Ukrainian words.
Yes, an idea, a good idea. What's the other one? Spokojnie noche. That's Russian, of course. Or Dobry вечір.
Добрий вечір, так.
Yeah.
We have such. То по-українську до побачення.
In Ukrainian.
In Ukrainian, it is goodbye. So, and on this moment, we should go finish this dialogue, and we hope to see you next time. And we will also communicate on Facebook.
Yeah.
And decide.
I'm sorry that Svitlana had so many problems there.
Yeah.
She was But it's nice talking to you guys, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you also very much, and good evening. Yes.